Bitcoin is still well off its highs from late 2021, but it did cross above an important level today, surging above $30,000 for the first time since June. Yahoo Finance senior reporter David Hollerith joining us now. And David, we're really seeing Bitcoin steadily move here, trend to the upside.
Yeah, Shauna, I mean, Bitcoin's sort of been teetering just below the $30,000 mark for the past 2 weeks. And it's up 82% year to date, which is huge. Obviously, still down a lot from last year. So, there's a question about whether or not investors are looking at it as still being cheap at this point. And I think it's pretty clear, too, that the people who bought last year still might not be, out of their loss, so to speak. But, sort of the debate has come up a lot recently about whether or not it's a safe haven or it's more performing like a tech stock. It's sort of never ending. But there are two interesting charts from Kaiko Research, which I wanted to point to. First, this one was against the Chicago Fed Financial Conditions Index. It has Bitcoin looking far more resilient than it has during past sort of periods of financial tightening and loosening. Typically, Bitcoin is sort of, when loosening happens, it performs like a very risk-on asset. And it's not really been doing that as much year to date. But also there's this other chart about market depth. So essentially, Bitcoin's market depth has dropped by about 50% since the FTX collapse. And that's important because it means that large buy or sell orders can more directly impact the price. And that's kind of brings us to an interesting story here, where we're not really seeing a lot of retail interest in Bitcoin at this point. What's been going on? We have had a lot of indications that as far as the crypto market or the older money, people who are already involved in the asset, there may be some signs of consolidation. So at least within the crypto market, Bitcoin is being looked to as a safe haven for sure. Year to date, it's sort of increased by 6% out of its market cap valuation versus valuation of all digital assets, which is roughly $1.2 trillion. So it's very difficult to understand what's going to happen tomorrow with inflation, which is typically something that causes Bitcoin to react a lot. Given that inflation is also kind of dealing with this OPEX situation, it could go either way. We're also looking at Ethereum, which has a protocol upgrade that's coming out or expected to be finished by 6:30 tomorrow evening. And that could lead to a selling event for the the second largest cryptocurrency. And we don't really know how that would influence Bitcoin. It's an improvement for the long term, but we're kind of looking at that as another thing to keep an eye on.
All right, David, we'll see tomorrow how CPI impacts the price of Bitcoin, whether or not we'll be able to hold above 30,000. David Hollerith, thanks so much.